3, 2, 1!
We're live. The film starts.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 13th? Is it
Yeah.
the 13th?
14.
No, 13.
What was the 13th one?
This.
Yeah, no, wait. You just argued against yourself.
Wait.
Okay, we're waiting for you to figure out whatever you want to say. Are we really on the 13th? Because that's unlucky.
No, I think it's 14th. I think it's.
No, I'll look it up. Nick, don't look it up. I'm looking it up. It's fine.
I'm looking up before you.
No.
Well,
This is the 13th. Marcos was the 12th.
Screw you.
Oh, timestamp.
No.
No, that's not a timestamp.
Oh, fine. So I said it was okay.
Okay, you've said it plenty of times on the podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways, we should have prepared like unlucky movies for this one.
Oh yeah, we should
Like
have.
superstition
Well, but
movies.
to be fair, our thing is about new movies, so we can't
Yeah.
really.
Thankfully, oh, by the way, if you hear that in the background, I don't know if you do or not, but there's a loud, like, thudding
They
sound.
definitely do.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a metronome.
So here's the thing with the podcast. Usually, Pahul, Nick, and I, we record this podcast typically right once we see each other for the first time in, like, a week. But we actually had a sleepover last night, so we have been together for roughly 24 hours.
True that.
So I think that the vibe of this podcast is going to be very, very different from all the other ones. And I apologize if it's, like, down from what it normally is.
Haven't pooped in 24 hours. Actually, more than 24 hours. I haven't pooped in like 32 hours.
wrong with
Why
you?
don't you... do you need to poop?
Like really bad, but I'll hold it in.
Why
You
don't
need
you
to empty your
go?
poop
I've
bucket?
held it in before.
Why do you hold it in?
Well, sometimes when I'm like traveling, I don't want to use the airport bathroom, so
Mine is not the airport bathroom. Mine is so much cleaner.
it's still scary.
How is it scary?
It just is.
That makes no sense.
Actually, I resolved the argument. I was here and you were here, so you're in the middle, so like we're kind of both right.
Anyway, the context to that was that there was a long fight beforehand about where we were supposed to sit, and Nick admitted that he was the idiot in the situation. So
Okay, so no, but let's establish that this is where we normally sit.
yeah,
and if
this
there's
is
a
the
guest,
new
Okay.
seating
and there's a
arrangement.
guest, the guest sits right there.
Okay, just unrecorded thing. Pahul towards the window. Robert towards the office. Me towards the corner.
And just to be clear, towards me, back to.
Back to.
Yeah.
Back to the front of the back
to
of the good old
future
days.
and fly.
Okay, so this week is exciting because new movies are out.
True
But
that.
before we get into that, I think we should talk some changes. Movie theaters.
I'm gay.
What are you saying?
He asked me to grab his phone.
Yeah,
so-
I don't know why he whispered that. Movie
download
theaters
Doku.
are opening. They have the authorization to open on Friday. And Cinemark, the big movie theater chain, has announced that they will be reopening their theaters on June 19th, which is
What?
exciting for many, many reasons. I will be to the first showing of whatever movie I can possibly be because I miss the movie theater so much. I genuinely don't think I have like gone longer without seeing a movie since probably like
You were born.
like first
You
or
were born.
second
You
grade.
didn't see a movie for 9 months once.
When?
Yeah, when
You were
in your mom's.
mom's stomach.
Well, actually, that depends on your views
No.
on like when does life start, and that gets complicated.
I mean, it
so let's
depends on the
just
views.
skip.
If you're like staring at like
Skip.
red stomach, it's like also a
Fast
movie.
forward.
I don't think that's the fast forward sound effect.
Oh,
I think it's more like.
yeah, that's it.
Here, let me get it.
Oh, you're gonna pull it up right now? Will the mic be able to pick it up?
Yeah.
Doku.
I want to search to see if there's any movies showing right now. Do you think your guys' parents will let you go to the movie theaters when they
Ooh,
I
reopen?
very much doubt it.
Yeah, me too.
Really? Dang. Because I was thinking that we could start reviewing whatever they're showing in theaters. Because I
That
think
would
they're planning on showing like older movies. Oh,
No,
Wait.
that's
yeah, that was pretty accurate.
yeah.
And then the other thing is, we both finally got haircuts, Pahul and I.
Yeah,
And
true
I dyed my hair. Pahul did not, but I dyed
It's a
my hair.
shame we don't have the cameras this week.
I'm surprised. Oh, anytime somebody changes their hair, you find some like insult to use for them.
That's
Like,
not true.
when
I
I-
just did
when-
that once.
When I went blonde, you called me Blondie, and
I
when
can't call you Brownie because that's racist.
when Sean shaved his head off, you would always go "Zzz" in front of him. You don't see that there's red in it. Stop, that's copyrighted.
It's not copyrighted.
It's
It's,
all-
literally it's copyright free.
It's Auburn.
It's Auburn.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not red. That's like brown.
You could still call me Ginger. It's Auburn red. There's red in it.
No.
Stop it, Nick.
There's a very specific
Wait, okay.
person who I think of when I say ginger.
Who?
Lunter Horns.
Wait, in the light, does it look more red? Do you see
Louder! You're away.
In the light, does it look more red?
No one can see you!
No, he's asking me!
I know!
Why am I yelling? I'm right there!
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are yelling. This podcast episode is really not.
It's off the rails.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
We need back Madam Rager.
I think. Oh, we should really have her on again.
I think we should repeat our special guests sometimes.
When?
Well, I was
Right now.
thinking like when we do the other comedy specials thing, we should bring Marco back.
You know what I think would be funny? If we had an episode where we have every single previous guest on the same episode.
Well, we cannot coordinate.
No, we would have to do it on Zoom. And it would just be anybody who can make it. And I think that would be hilarious.
Okay, let's do it once we have like 10 special guests at least.
Yeah. I think imagine Madam Rager and Jack Lopridge on a call together. That's like two completely separate worlds crossing over together. Okay, let's talk movies.
Nice. Good job.
So Pahul, what order do you want to go in this week?
Ooh,
Do you want me to give you some options like I normally do?
yeah, give me some
Most
options.
sci-fi,
give
at
me
least
some
sci-fi.
options.
We can do most sci-fi to least sci-fi. We can do
What was the middle one?
uh
Gotcha.
yeah, I think one of them is more middle. We could do worst to best because I think that we will agree on that.
Worst to best. Ooh.
We agree on what the worst is, and the best is like questionable.
They're very close, so I'm gonna go with that one. Yeah.
Worst
go.
to best. All
Yeah.
right. So the first movie we are discussing this week is
High Note.
The High Note.
The High Note.
Nick?
I thought we were going to say it at the same time, but...
Oh, okay. 3, 2, 1.
The High Note.
Oh, you didn't say
I thought
it.
it was a thing between you
No,
two.
all three of us. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
The High
Note. You said High Note.
Okay, one more time. 3, 2, 1.
The High. Okay. What's the High Note about?
Well, the storyline for The High Note, which came out this 2020...
This 2020.
This 2020, not another year's 2020, but this very 2020.
Screw you, man!
Yeah. Keep on going, bro.
A superstar singer and her overworked personal assistant are presented with a choice that could, after the course of their alter the course of their respective careers. Plot keywords, title directed by female, F-rated, recorded session, taglines, you've got to start at the bottom before you take it to the top. The genre is drama, music, romance, and it's rated PG-13.
Very in-depth analysis there, Nick. So, The High Note. I think all three of us watched this one, right? What are you laughing at?
I saw another plot key line. There's a lens flare and then a reference to Taylor Swift. That's the plot line. Or plot tag.
That's a pretty good plot synopsis.
There's 132.
Let's see, who goes first? I hate going first, so Nick, you're gonna go first.
Well, there's not really a lot to say about this movie. I got a exercise ball and I'm just like bouncing on it.
That's really all you have to say about The High Note?
No, well, he was bouncing, so he was mocking me. I don't know, okay, this movie, it comprises of a story, sort of just some highs and lows, but the lows aren't very low and the highs aren't very high.
The highs are pretty high, dude.
Yeah, those are pretty high
Like,
highs.
literally getting famous high.
Okay, yeah, but we're already introduced into,
Meeting your mother high.
That would be cool if it was someone from the streets and a homeless person. But we're introduced to a superstar's life who is surrounded by superstars. So them getting famous is
her son?
Well, yeah, Dakota, spoiler alert much.
Oh, are we not spoiling these movies?
I don't know. I would prefer if we didn't.
Why?
Because...
Who's gonna listen to this podcast and see, oh, gee, that
everyone on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's what audience we want.
Let's take a sidetrack real quick. Nick, why don't you explain the TikTok idea to our listeners? You just don't need to burp. You just don't need to burp.
No, I was going to give a really big one and I started laughing and it's gone now.
Okay,
and
good.
So much air just went into my throat and it's just stuck there now.
It's gonna come back.
It's going to come back.
It's
and
so
really
warm
bad.
in here.
I know.
Is the air conditioning even on? I'm going to go test that.
Louder when you're away, remember?
Okay, so basically, the TikTok thing is it's really easy to go viral on TikTok.
Really?
And I posted a video of me and a robot dancing.
Dude, that was pretty cool.
That was pretty
That
cool.
was an
Yeah,
awesome.
that was
TikTok.
awesome.
Well, it didn't go viral. It just like got more views than like I have ever gotten in anything.
And then it's gone now. When I go to
For
your TikTok
you,
page, I can't
for
find
me,
it.
it's there. I don't
Yeah,
know.
only for you, and also the music is off of it. I think you faced a copyright strike. Do not burp. God.
No, it's not a copyright check. That doesn't happen on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok's like all copyright.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, why did it?
I think the person who had the like noise deleted it because if they do, then that's pretty common on TikTok. Anyways,
Dang.
so I'm getting ready to post 10. It's so coming. I can feel it. But I'm getting ready to post 10 TikToks. Basically, just advertising our podcast. So if you're listening from TikTok, then hello.
Wow. You could never be the host to a podcast. I don't know how you talk like that. Genuinely, you're the fact checker. You're maybe a like vice host.
Every single
We never introduced each other. I'm
Oh,
your host,
shoot.
Robert Berg.
We don't have to introduce ourselves every
But
single
what if
No,
they
they
don't know
actually be
who
like,
we
you
are?
already know who we are. Let's
They
get going.
know! They know!
But what about all the new TikTok people?
Fuck, go ahead.
I'm your host, Robert Berg, and I'm joined by my vice host
Pahal Chabra.
and fact checker, Nicholas Manna.
On every single TikTok, I say I help host a podcast because saying fact checker would be really weird.
No, every good podcast has its fact
I
checker.
agree with you. But I help host a podcast. I'm a producer for the podcast.
No, I say I help host a podcast. And
No, I'm a producer.
In the
You're a producer.
No, I'm telling you what I say.
You're a producer.
So I have a question. Your TikTok thing.
Yeah.
Is it just you explaining what the podcast is, or is there something humorous about it?
In the first one, I kind of get more comfortable in front of the camera, like as it goes on. So in the first one, I'm like a little business kid. I'm like, this is the podcast. We used to get in college and blah blah blah. And then the last one, I'm like burping really loud. I'm like, what's up? It's the podcast. it's such a deviation as the videos go on.
You need to make more of those and like record for like hours and see where you get like towards the end of it.
One of them has to like at least go above 1,000 views.
I don't know.
That's very hopeful, Nick.
Yeah, that
Very
is very hopeful.
Actually-
Especially, it's extremely hopeful that any one of the 1,000 views would go on to watch. Like,
Maybe like 2 or 3.
okay, Nick, you need to stop burping. I
So-
know you are able to control yourself, so please do.
So
Is that Ian's water bottle?
what I did.
What?
So what I did was I went into a TikToker he used to be very popular. He has very high functioning autism, and he's very hated in the community because he's just very like he's very like obnoxious and like he takes other people's like credit and stuff like that. And so he has hundreds of thousands of followers, but every single video he posts gets like 1,000 views, which is like nothing. And I counted how many times between each viral video that he has. Which all his videos are just reacting to like viral videos, just like him staring at the camera, and then that's it. So I count. It's like it could be a viral video, and then like 10 videos later, it's a viral video, and then like 5 videos later. And I did that for like 7 viral videos, and then I averaged them, and it came out to 10, which is why I made 10 TikToks. So one of them at least has to go viral.
That is good math, Nick. Like that's impressive.
That was such a boring thing to listen to.
I thought it was cool. I wasn't really listening, but I thought.
I tried paying attention. That was so boring. I'm sorry.
Okay,
listeners.
Pahul. Clearly, Nick does not have much to say about the high note.
Sorry.
You genuinely need to stop.
I'm
not even kidding.
I went that way.
Okay, Pahul. Pahul's happy this week because he has his phone, so he can look
True
at his
that.
notes.
True
So,
that.
what did you write down for the high note?
45-17 for the popsicle.
Oh yeah.
the
Why don't
timestamps
Why
on
don't
that.
you explain what the popsicle thing is?
Someone's
and
got
what we're
police
gonna
code.
explain?
So the lady, right? The 50 Shades of Grey lady. She goes to the grocery store.
Dakota something.
Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson. I like her name. For
I
some reason,
don't.
It's nice.
I hate it.
Oh, Dakota here? And she's like,
Yeah, Dakota's a cool name to have.
I like
Dakota's a biker name.
Like Mississippi, and that's named after a river.
that's a bad name.
Wait, is Dakota a river? Fact check.
Dakota's a state.
No, it's not.
No, it's
oh wait,
not.
North Dakota, South Dakota.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but Dakota's not a state.
That's true.
Y'all were
It's a
so
region,
quick to
I guess.
Sorry. Okay, whatever. Go on.
I wish that all of our states were named North and South something, so it could be like we could be South California, and then Oregon would be like North California.
St. John's, whatever the hell it's called.
Wait, we'd be South California and Oregon would be North California.
Well, there's nothing south of us that belongs to
No,
the
we can
United
like split
States.
it into two. Whatever. That
It's not
one
like
guy.
all of Mexico will be South California and we'll be North California.
What's the guy that wants to split? Like, what's the movement that wants to split California?
Jefferson
State.
Yeah.
State of Jefferson.
How does he not know that state of Jefferson was...
No, I just forget like really common things really usually.
How you do?
Yeah, you really do. Okay,
I can't help it. What do you want
continue
me
to explain the popsicles thing, please.
So she's walking in, and then she sees this African American gentleman who tries to sing a song on the radio, and he's pretty bad. And then they're talking, and they're flirting and stuff. And then at the end, he's like, "Oh, I'm having a party," and then whatever. Do you mind?
Nick, what game is that for?
It's Kevin MacLeod.
Oh, I heard about that guy.
Isn't
He
that
has,
on
like,
a game?
No, it's like all.
No, it's just like a lot
not
of gaming
copyrighted
YouTubers
music.
use that song.
It's all generic.
No, that's on Ragdoll Blaster.
Yeah, probably because it's royalty-free music.
I love Ragdoll Blaster so much. It's such a good game.
Anyway, she pays $45 for popsicles, which is pretty stupid. And
I'm gonna edit this podcast while we're recording it.
No. My watch is in my mouth. Well, you have to think of something without your notes.
See,
Why are we so bad at
this-
reviewing movies?
I am trying.
We looked up something during it.
No, wait.
Yes, twice actually.
Hold on. I'm thinking.
I think I'm going to spend $2 on this game because it reminds me of my childhood. Oh, wait, no, this is a rip-off version. This ain't the same game, or is it?
Really good podcast.
Oh, it's a remake of the old Ragdoll Blaster, but it was very poorly made. What happened to Ragdoll Blaster?
Oh, I
Dude.
know Ragdoll Blaster.
Dude, these
What?
are all conversations you could be having with yourself in your head.
Yeah, okay, no, but I'm waiting for you to try to say something
Well,
about the
I'm getting
high note.
distracted. Okay, here's the thing. I watched The High Note after I watched Shirley, and before I watched... What's the
The Vast of Night.
And it was weird because I went to a really thrilly kind of movie, like a really space kind of movie after watching this movie. And I feel like it's a nice break, honestly, between the two movies. Like if you were doing a marathon thing, I like this because, you know, you don't have to think about it, you know. You can just put it on the background and they're laughing and then, you know, they're falling and stuff, and it's fun. That's all I have to say.
I think that saying a movie, like nothing happens in a movie and you can put it on in the background and not pay attention to it, I don't think that's a very positive thing to say about a movie.
Well, some people are looking for that, you know, like you're working all day, a 9 to 5 job, maybe even like 9 to 8 job, or like 6 to 12 job, and you're working
10 and 3 on the wheel.
What?
10 and 2 on the wheel. How can you be so stupid? You think that people hold wheels like this?
I just had a random number. I was really thinking.
Okay. Oh, please keep on talking.
So you have like a really long
9
job.
and 3. Sorry.
No one holds it at 9 and 3. People hold it at 10 and 2.
That's
Yeah, I
weird,
know.
yeah.
I know.
Either this or this.
I don't hold it.
You're genuinely so confusing, Nick. You're hurting my brain.
This.
Pahul, please just keep on talking.
I'm trying.
I know you are. You forgot.
Anyway, I forgot.
You're talking about people who have jobs.
Yeah, so people have jobs and they're really stressed out, and you know, sometimes they just want to turn their minds off and watch someone else get really successful, because honestly, right now it seems like their boss won't give them a promotion.
And they might as well
Only
watch
thing-
us, you know what I'm saying?
Why would we inspire them?
Because we're gonna be so successful.
Yeah, this podcast will be looked back on and they're like, wow, they were 3 like CEOs of major companies at such a young age.
Anyway,
do you have anything to say about this movie?
1200.
No, you can't give your
1100.
score already.
I was trying to give my score. I mean, I was trying to give my rating. I mean, I was trying to give my review.
What? Okay, generally, did you have a positive or negative experience watching this movie? Both of you. I will go down to the basics of what film criticism is. Did you find it a positive experience or a negative
I
experience?
found it a positive experience because for most of the
No,
movie,
just
I was
leave it.
just playing heroes and generals.
Oh my god. What about you, Nick?
If I were watching this in the theater, I'd be really bored. That's all I'm gonna say.
Negative.
Negative. One word is all you could say. Like,
You asked me to say positive or negative.
I asked you to elaborate from there as well. Like
Negative because I really disliked the premise and the storyline. It was doomed to be bad in my opinion.
What was wrong with the premise?
Actually,
It's just not necessarily nothing wrong. It's just like my personal preference that like superstar movies are about singing. I almost always dislike.
I kind of liked how instead of usually like how the singing movies are based on the singer, this one is kind of based on a music producer. You know, that was kind of
she wasn't
different.
really a producer. She was an assistant.
No, but she was
she
trying to be a
evolved,
producer.
right.
That was like her passion or
She
whatever.
became more of an agent as it came on.
Yeah, but like I kind of like that side of it instead of just solely focused on the singer trying to get.
Do you only like it because it's like new, or just because?
Yeah, I think that's kind of fresh.
You got it fresh.
Thank you.
we eat fresh.
Okay,
I could go for some Subway right now.
I could totally go for Subway right
oh
now.
my
I
god,
could go
that
for like
sounds
a little
good.
burp maybe.
You just don't need to burp. I love that Subway has a vegan sandwich, and it actually tastes good. Like, it actually tastes really good. I am so happy with Subway for that. Anyways, so I will share my thoughts on the high note now. My biggest problem with this movie, and why I thought it was overall a very negative experience, was that this movie has such a thin storyline, and if your movie has a thin storyline, you gotta be like extra entertaining, or you gotta be extra cool, and your tone has to be really cool. But it's a movie with no storyline, and it's a movie with no personality either. There's nothing special about this movie. It's so by the numbers, but it's by the numbers without even having a plot. I don't really know how you go about doing that. Like, I understand why some people found this movie entertaining. Like, I think it fits its key demographic pretty well. Oh, yeah, good point. I think it fits key demographic pretty well. Oh, my God. You guys are distracting me.
Yeah, now you know.
We
how I
owe
feel.
Paul money.
And I could see, middle-aged or maybe younger than middle-aged women, like, really enjoying this movie. And I think, like, it's a story about friendship. I think I understand why people would relate to that and enjoy that. But, like, all of the friendship that they established between, like, the singer and the assistant agent lady was, like, so stale. Like, I didn't understand really how their dynamic worked.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of changed according to the
it was
scene
like-
and what it needed.
It was like all dull, but they had spikes of like really tight friendship in between.
Yeah, but then it was like, oh, you're my assistant, stop talking to me. So it was really hard
that
to
was
tell
really
what was
weird.
going
Yeah.
on. And they introduce a bunch of ideas that they just never elaborate on. Like, they talk throughout the movie about how when the assistant Dakota Johnson lady was a little girl, she looked up to the singer lady and thought she was an icon, but they mention it like twice, and they never really elaborate on it or touch on it at all. And I feel like that's just kind of like a symbol for like this entire movie. Like, it's all just like not much is happening the entire time. And when conflict actually does emerge towards like the end of the second act, maybe, which I don't even know if you can call it a second act because it feels like nothing happens beforehand. It doesn't really feel like much. This movie just doesn't have it. It felt like it didn't have any stakes. I was not emotionally invested. I did not care about anybody who was in it. I did not care about the conflict. I was bored, and also this movie easily could have been 90 minutes long, and it should have been, but it was 2 hours. And a movie like this that's 2 hours long, it was too much, man. It's too much. Any final thoughts on the high note, or can we get through this stupid review?
I thought it was pretty good.
The actress
Yeah.
was Diana Ross's daughter, who's a singer, and the actress plays a singer. Cool, maybe.
I think you should have saved that for trivia, which I hope you have pulled up,
I do.
Nicholas, by the way.
I do.
Let's give our scores. Nick, you started off, so what's your score for this movie?
I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10.
Paul?
I'm looking something up.
No, just give us your score.
1100.
1100. I will actually also give this a 3 out of 10. Nick, any interesting trivia?
I do have some interesting trivia. So, did you know that Dakota Johnson and Ice Cube previously appeared in 21 Jump Street and its sequel together?
Wow, super cool, Nick.
Did you know that Wanuri Kahiu was originally going to direct the movie?
Who is that? Can you look up that name? I want to know who that is.
Yeah, let's find out.
I want to know if it would be a better movie if they directed it.
This is her first feature film, From a Whisper, based on the real events surrounding the 1998 twin bombings of the U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. Won Best Narrative Feature in 2010 at the Pan-African Film Festival in Los Angeles, as well as 5 awards at the African Movie Academy Award, including Best Director and Best Screenplay.
It's pretty solid. Did you look up who the director was supposed to be? Oh wait, you just said who the director was supposed to be. I'm so stupid sometimes. Yeah, I really think that's all we got for the podcast.
I was trying to look
No,
up...
not for the podcast, for this movie. What were you trying to look up?
Okay, basically, so like, they're in like, you know how she and her assistant go to the meeting with a bunch of guys, and she's like, oh, I want to write a new album.
Yeah.
And then in the bathroom, she's like, no, only one black woman over 40 has gotten a #1 hit.
Yeah, I remember
And I was
that.
like, oh, maybe that's Diana Ross. You know, that's a nice callback to her mom or something.
Yeah.
But no, it's not.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Was it Whitney Houston? Wait, Whitney Houston.
No,
died
it was the
early.
one who sang the Christmas one.
Westy!
Mariah Carey?
I think so.
Oh, really?
Because I looked up Diana Ross. She got her last #1 hit single when she was like 37 or something.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's cutting it close.
Guess who has a transition sound effect? Ow.
Wait, so we're back on with transition sound effects?
Absolutely.
All right, well, what's your transition sound effect, Nick?
That was Hannah Montana. There's more where that came from.
Wow. Wow, we are really... Okay, so we agreed to go least best to best. So, how about on 3, we all say which one... No, actually just us two, because we're the only ones who watched all 3.
Yes.
We'll say which one we thought was the best, and then if we disagree, then we will review the one that Nick saw first, okay? Okay, ready? 3, 2...
Wait, best or second best?
Best.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
The
Shirley.
space one.
Oh, okay. So we
Okay.
disagree. So
Alright.
we'll review the Vast of
The
Night
space
first.
one.
Nick, what is the plot synopsis of the Vast of Night?
Well, it's really interesting that you would ask me because I actually have that pulled up
How
right
many
now.
times are you going to say that during a podcast episode?
In the twilight of the 1950s, on
Well, I mean,
one...
not more than 3 times because you're only reviewing 3 movies, right?
Well,
I'm
no,
not-
I meant in total, in the entire podcast.
Oh, gotcha.
He keeps on saying that.
On one fateful night in New Mexico, young switchboard operator Faye and charismatic radio DJ Everett discover a strange audio frequency that could change their small town in the future forever. That's such an American.
Yeah,
Plot synopsis.
that's not the best plot synopsis for this movie, I feel.
The plot keywords are telephone switchboard operator, radio DJ, underage smoking, and audio static. There are 15 more if you want me to.
No, keep on going. I want to hear all.
Okay,
all
so tape recorder, audio static, basketball match, reference to Elvis Presley, conspiracy theory, fictional town, radio DJ, tape recorder, radio static, teenage boy, high school basketball, reference to Peter Pan.
Okay. Why is the last one? I feel like if
Well, because
anything.
that was the last thing.
Oh, oopsies. You should cut that out, Nick. That's kind of a spoiler. Can you write that down?
Stopwatch.
So we're not doing spoilers?
No, unless we explicitly say that we're doing spoilers. There was also something earlier that.
Yeah, no, I
said we had to cut
timestamped that.
out. Okay, cool. Alright, Pahul, I think I'm going to have you start off this one. What did you think of
taking
The Vast of
notes
Night?
for this one.
Yeah,
That
you
was it.
just watched the movie.
But
normally
I was
for once.
okay. Here's what I'm gonna say about this movie. I'm sitting in a very uncomfortable position.
Me too.
Yeah, and even though my position was very uncomfortable, I did not want to change my position just in case I missed something, which I feel like is a compliment for this movie because I was totally engaged, bro. I was totally locked in. And what else? I find the whole telephone operator switch thing pretty interesting, and I would do that if I were living in the 50s.
It's not too late.
I think it's too late
Yeah,
to
there's
be
a really
living in
big
the
market
50s.
for that right now.
I feel like there has to still be some place that has like an operator like that.
Yeah, probably like Bangladesh or something.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's where you can go to do it. You don't want to go to Bangladesh?
I don't want to go to Bangladesh.
What's wrong with Bangladesh?
Oh, I mean, they're all going to be flooded because of climate change.
They Bangladeshes there.
They Bangla don't want you there.
What else? What else did you?
What else?
Yep.
I like how they didn't show the. I feel that would have kind of ruined it.
Again, that's very questionable.
Oh shoot! Come on.
Okay, stopwatch. Okay, for anyone going forward, there will be spoilers. Go ahead.
No, wait, no.
No, there won't be spoilers.
There won't be
There will not be spoilers. Keep on listening.
Yes, there will not be spoilers, to make that clear.
Okay. I can think.
Yes, I believe in you.
He's
We
thinking.
really. I think we all need to take a course on film criticism so we know how to.
Nah, I
properly
know how
go
to do
in.
it. Oh no, my wooden pickaxe broke.
Are you playing Minecraft?
I've been playing Minecraft for so long. Here.
Okay. Ask me if I had a positive or negative reaction to this movie.
All right. Did you have a positive or negative
You
reaction
said I had
to
a
this
positive
movie?
or negative.
I had a positive reaction to this movie.
Why do you think you had a positive reaction to this
Well, I think it was very entertaining.
movie? And what made it entertaining?
Well, I think it was a good concept. It kind of reminded me of this one podcast I listened to. Grab my phone.
You don't know the
There's
name
one
of the
podcast you listen to, which you will find out in just a second.
Isn't it the Joe Rogan Experience?
The
Isn't
Joe
that
Rogan
the only one that you
Experience.
listen to?
There are
No, I
so
listened to
many
some
beep,
more.
beep, beep on there. Sorry.
Oh,
my God.
what is happening downstairs?
Who put Rena in the washing machine?
That's why she was barking earlier. That makes sense.
Rena is his dog, by the way. She's a little Westie.
And she's not actually in there. We do not.
Yep,
do
she's in
not
there.
abuse.
That's
Welcome to Night Vale. That's
It's so loud. It reminded me of a podcast I listened to when I was a little kid with my mom called, I think it was called Astonishing Legends, and it was just these crazy. It was these crazy stories about like UFO sightings or like monsters or.
It's like ancient aliens.
Yeah, it was an entertaining podcast.
All I'm gonna say is that like the threat is mostly unseen. It's kind of eerie that way, and it takes place at night, and I really like that. There's a lot
Similar
of
to
mystery
Jaws.
surrounding it. Yeah.
I agree. Are you done?
Pass.
Pass, you already said it.
I will go next. The Vast of Night I was really looking forward to because the Letterboxd community was hyping it up a lot. They were like, bro, this is a cool thriller, sci-fi movie, don't let this go underseen. And it gained some traction over time, so I was pretty curious going into it. And I really enjoyed The Vast of Night. It feels very, very much, and a ton of people have made this comparison. What?
Well, I'm listening.
A ton of people have made this comparison, and it's a very apt comparison, so it makes sense. But I'm gonna make it too. This
Twilight
feels
Zone.
like an episode, like an hour-long episode of The Twilight Zone. And the reason that it feels an hour long instead of 90 minutes long is because this movie is super fast-paced, which is weird. It should not feel as fast as it does. But watching this, I honestly felt like we were watching a TV episode.
Well, didn't
like,
they intend to do
it went
that?
by pretty quickly.
Like
What do you mean?
the entire beginning of the movie was like a reference to the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, no, the whole thing is a reference to
Okay.
television
yeah.
and the thriller TV of the 50s.
Oh yeah,
I was thinking specifically the Twilight Zone when they first showed the thing, because
Yeah,
even
of
the
course.
title was like Twilight.
Well, and the nighttime background looking thing was
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
much an illusion. I wonder, how people will sometimes sue for likeness? Well, who's putting on deodorant right
New
now? by the way?
deodorant stick.
Um,
Oh yeah, that happened to my charger too.
what?
We're looking at his charger and it's very bent.
That's Ian's charger.
Oh, well, some sucks for you.
Why does it suck for me? It's Ian's charger.
I said sucks for
Sucks
you,
for
Ian.
Ian.
That's what I.
Oh, I don't think Ian listens to this.
Ian!
Ian's not down the hall. He's elsewhere right now.
And why do I have this? Me holding his water
you need
bottle.
to stop drinking from his water bottle.
I haven't.
Then why'd you fill it up?
I didn't.
Why is it there?
It was here when I got here.
Oh, really?
yes.
Oh, what a slob, leaving his stuff lying around the
All
house.
right. Ian's Robert's brother, by the way.
Basically, the stars reminded me of the Twilight Zone. that sounded like we cut right there. Like it was suddenly about something completely different. But the starry background was similar to the Twilight Zone. The way that they kind of built the suspense, I thought, was very similar.
this movie, it's similar to The High Note in that it wasn't constantly going in a single direction. A lot of the movie felt like it was meandering, but it wasn't a bad thing because the tone and the atmosphere was really cool. Like, it has, like, it's always eerie in, like, a weird way, and that has everything about that is owed to the visuals. The grainy cinematography, switching in and out of being a TV screen, also the blueness of the colors, the cinematography, and how, like, there was that tracking shot that we were debating if it was a rat or not. It's just stuff like that honestly built such a unique atmosphere that even when tense things weren't happening, it just made it really tense. And this movie is also made up of, like, so many monologues. There's a lot of What?
You're so far away, and
No,
you're also
I'm not.
speaking towards there.
I'm speaking to Pahul.
Yeah, but you
Natural
the
dynamic of
microphone.
the podcast, broski.
Okay.
Joseph. I love that term so much. I completely lost my train of thought. Thank you very much.
Cinematography.
Oh,
No,
the
monologues.
monologues. Yeah. There's probably 3, maybe 4, like, scenes in this movie where it's just a character saying a monologue for 7 minutes, and they never were unengaging. Like, literally the camera would just be sitting and looking at them, and it wouldn't be moving around the room or anything. It was a still camera, but it felt theatrical. It wasn't like it felt like theater, and they were really well-written monologues, and they expressed a lot of character in the way that they did it. To a certain extent, I kind of felt like some of this movie really could have been cut down and made into a TV episode. There were just certain points where I'm like, this is just giving us more information than we need, particularly with the old lady. Like, if you cut her out, the movie doesn't change a whole lot.
It made it a little bit more eerie, though.
It made it more eerie,
it was
for
weird.
sure.
Like, little kids are weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a really well done movie. It's not going to stick with me. Like, I don't think it's very memorable.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
definitely.
remember this movie in, like, a month, probably, or a little bit after that. But I liked it. I wish it kind of had a message. I wish it was saying something, because I think it very much could have said something.
Don't go
but
out alone.
What?
That's the message. Don't go out alone.
And, like, even if you look at the old Twilight Zone episodes, they all had some sort of, like, political or philosophical message behind them. And I think, like, it was always, like, underlying. And I kind of wish that this had something like that as well. And if it did, and I'm just stupid, let us know in the comments for the nobody that is watching this on YouTube.
At TikTok.
Wait, kindly. Oh, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, those are my thoughts. Nick, I'm sure you can think of at least 3 things to say about this movie.
Oh, I have more than 3, Robert.
Oh, okay.
So, I really like this movie. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the editing. I thought was really good. It set a what?
You just always mention editing.
Yeah. It's kind of a thing.
It's like
you
your
do.
thing. No, it's not a bad thing. It's just your thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's what I do. It's like the thing I'm going to notice the most.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, so this movie obviously set a tone to be extremely fast-paced, and that's like very well supported by the extremely quick editing. Like even for a scene where what's his name, Elliot?
Yeah.
Yeah, Elliot was trying to teach Faye like how to interview people using a microphone or whatever, and like I noticed that the camera shots were just like bam, 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 this person, and it was just really quick. And it's very fitting for a movie like this. It's very quickly paced, but the points where they were shooting monologues, it wasn't really fast at all. Robert mentioned that it just stayed on a person's character and it just stayed there. That's great, because really during those monologues, I kind of viewed it almost like as an audiobook. Like, you know, when you're listening to an audiobook and they're like describing like a valley, and they describe it really well, and it makes you kind of get lost in this little world, and you're imagining a valley, and it's all in your mind, and it's like almost like you're watching a movie in your mind. And this movie does that like extremely well. Like when those monologues were happening, I like was only imagining what the person was talking about, and like I was just very enthralled and very engaged in it, and like I never like, you know, lost sight and like decided to look at a wall and like kind of think about something else. I was thinking about the monologue and like what they were talking about, and it would have been a lot worse if the camera was moving a ton, because I would be focusing more on the visuals than the person talking, which is really a bad thing to have when you're having a monologue. And another thing is the color grading in this film I thought was really, really good. It's very colorful, but not in the sense, it's all monochromatic. Like all of it, every single shot, it can be like really yellow, it can be really blue, and I really like that. It gives each shot like a theme to it almost. It's just like this shot is associated with the color blue, this shot is associated with color green, yellow, like yellow when they're shooting the basketball game. And another thing, the soundtrack I thought was really fantastic in this film. I thought it was like very nearly on par with like some of the Interstellar tracks. Like I know that this movie and Interstellar have like a lot of they're very similar in a way, and that this might be why. But like I thought that the soundtrack went very well with like everything happening, like the massive long scene where they're like kind of chasing around for this little flying object, and it's just like kind of a song that's just gradually hi Robert's mom. There's just a song that's like gradually getting more instrumental and everything, and just like in what
I don't know why I looked at my phone like an hour.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna make some. I need food.
Okay.
Anyways, and it gets more instrumental as like a scene gets more intense, and at the end it's just like it's so like just at you with a bunch of instruments that are like really pleasing to the ear, and I thought it sounded very similar to the Interstellar soundtrack, and I really liked it. It was really pleasing to my ear, and that's why I think this movie was really good.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know how you went from your review of the high note to this, but I can tell your mind was in a completely different place while watching those ones. Yeah, I think it's on Amazon Prime. I would recommend it to anybody who likes The Twilight Zone or anything that's kind of like eerie like that. And it's a really quick watch. It makes time fly. So, also, the other thing that I kind of wish they did more, I really like the lead performances in it. And I don't always think that you need to develop a character by telling their backstory or something, but a little bit more character development would have been nice. Like, I don't know, at certain points...
That's true.
During the beginning especially, I just kind of didn't feel for the characters much, and that kind of lasted throughout the entire movie. I did like how the way that they talked felt very natural, and I think that comes from the acting and the screenplay.
I like Faye. She was really cute. Also, I have like a thing for the 50s.
Say that.
I have a thing for the 50s. 50 movies are like not movies like actually in the 50s, like depicting the 50s, like grainy camera, really old technology. That's like really good.
You should watch The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel if you like
TV
old
show.
50s stuff.
Okay.
Anyways,
Also,
let's give our scores.
They didn't show the until the end, which is really nice. Anyway.
Yeah, again, that's probably a spoiler. You probably don't want
Bro, stop watch.
Yeah, thank you. Anyways, so let us commence in giving scores. Pahul, you started out. What's your score?
1400.
1400. That's really high.
Yeah.
I will give this a 7.25 out of 10.
Maybe even 8.5.
Wow. All right. So we had a little bit of a minor interruption there. I hope you enjoyed that probably very brief 1 second intermission. But anyways, we are back now to discuss the final movie, which is Shirley. Nick, take it away.
I didn't even give us a transition sound effect.
Oh yeah,
I
sorry.
have a
Also, I
headache.
don't think did you do facts for The Vast of Night? You didn't. Do facts for the Vast of... I give up.
Accepted by Slam Dance Film Festival. Premiered there on January 25, 2019.
Oh, really?
Wait, what?
That's a while ago.
Damn.
Interesting.
Goose. The story is set in a New Mexico town, but the radio station's call sign is WTW. All radio station designations begin with a K in New Mexico, as is the practice for broadcast licenses west of the Mississippi River in the United States.
Dang. Why are you saying like us?
Because KRCR.
Oh yeah, and KCNR, where I am on the radio every morning.
True that. Check Robert Burke out. He
Oh,
really
yeah.
good stuff.
Why are you all over here going towards it?
Okay,
I have a headache.
Pahul is fallen incredibly ill. He has the
He's
coronavirus.
literally dead on the couch.
He stopped talking, so
I'll just do it like this.
Okay. Was that it, Nick? Were you going to do a transition sound effect, and you're going to give me the plot
Yeah, let's
synopsis
do a
for,
transition sound effect. Okay, everyone, shush.
Transition sound effects should not be any longer than 10 seconds, like
I'll
5
do.
seconds. Like, the first little bit you did was perfect, and then suddenly Hannah Montana starts singing
No, that was
again.
like 3 seconds. It was more like
Now it's longer because we're playing it
Yeah.
again
Okay.
and
How
again.
about we just go back to
Okay, let me do another one here.
No.
I got one ready.
Stop it.
I think it's because I haven't pooped in a while. That's why I have a headache.
Nick, you are hilarious, but we need to be focused right now.
Alright, Shirley 2020. This 2020.
This year of 2020.
Okay, so, storyline. As renowned for her morose nature as she is for her horror fiction, writer Shirley Jackson, Elizabeth Moss, is crafting yet another masterpiece when the arrival of newlyweds Fred and Rose disrupt her creative process and marriage to literary critic and philandering Professor Stanley Hyman, Michael Stuhlbarg.
You.
Why are you?
You. You.
As Stanley spars to maintain academic dominance over his would-be protege, Fred.
Why are you so bad at reading this particular plot synopsis?
Attempts to dampen her own ambitions and adjust to married life while living under the roof of their fiery intellectual hosts with Quicksilver loyalties and myriad.
I'm falling. And Bahul is falling off of the couch.
I'm back.
That's a 30-foot tall couch. Are you
I don't have a
okay?
headache anymore. Let's do this.
We started a while ago, buddy.
When the motives of Shirley's literary muse prove elusive, Rose's curiosity and trusting nature make her tender prey for a brilliant author whose only allegiance is to her work. Written by Mae Moreno. Plot keywords. Here, let me see all of them. Okay. Female nudity and brief topless female nudity.
I remember
That's
that.
it. That's literally it. That's
Those are the
everything.
only
Seriously, that was the only notable part about the movie. Okay.
I would disagree.
Today's society, am I right? Stop playing Uno.
We
They're
wanna
playing
play
Uno.
Uno,
right now.
though.
They're all playing Uno.
Uno's
Stop.
great to play in the middle of a podcast, I feel.
Okay.
My turn?
Yeah, you go first.
Like with the review or with the...
Yeah, I'll go first with the review. You go first with the game.
Okay.
Okay, so Shirley was a movie I surely was excited for.
Oh.
I wonder how many more times
Red.
I can. I wonder how many more times I can make that pun. But I when I saw The Invisible Man, and Elizabeth Moss was in The Invisible Man, I thought she was pretty solid in it. I just thought that the script was kind of lacking, and I was really hoping to see her in another role soon, where she would be doing acting crazy, blue. And she would be like walking around and doing weird stuff, acting like a weird person. But I was like, those roles don't always come along. And voila! Just a couple months later, my prayers and dreams were answered. And I'm very happy about that. I actually really enjoyed.
Sorry.
I actually really enjoyed Shirley. I thought it's got a perfect tone. I think oftentimes biopics can get really boring because it's about they feel very formulaic. You feel like you're going through the same type of thing. You see them as they're starting out with writing, and you see the hardships that they have to go through, and it cuts to them maybe later in their life, and they are struggling with trying to like stay afloat. And what I liked about Shirley is that it kind of broke that convention rather than
What color?
yellow.
Play the game for me.
It kind of broke that convention rather than being about Shirley, really, even though it's the title. I think that this was largely about Shirley and the other woman that's staying in the house with them, and I really liked that. I thought that the dynamic between the two of them was really interesting and kind of the way it develops, because they start out by really disliking each other, and it kind of like develops from there. And Elizabeth Moss is so damn good in this movie. Like,
Green.
I don't know if she'll be able to sustain the buzz throughout the award season, but I honestly do believe, as of right now, she deserves to be nominated for Best Leading Actress. She is amazing in this movie. She honestly keeps the screen interesting when it really should not be interesting. I think she was just like a powerhouse in this movie. And what are you doing, Nick?
Nothing.
And beyond that, the rest of the ensemble cast was really good. Who is the name of the guy? Michael Stolberg? I vaguely know his name. I don't know him super well. But he also is incredible in this movie. Like, the way that we see his character turn as well is just so fascinating. The only character that I felt was kind of lagging behind was the husband of the main daughter in it. I thought he was kind of a boring character, and as a result, the reveal later in the movie, which I won't spoil, was kind of made weaker as a result of that. I also really liked the way that this movie ended. Like, it was, I won't spoil it, but it was super sudden, and when it ended, I had to go back to make sure that I didn't miss something, because it just felt kind of sudden, but the way that they did it, it keeps it, green. I don't think we should ever play Uno while reviewing again. I don't know if this sounds like garbage or not. What was I even talking? Oh, the ending, right? The ending, the whole movie kind of has a feeling of like being unsettling, and that nowhere is that more clear than in the ending, where you feel sort of safe. You feel like you kind of know that there's more movie to go, and you feel like there might be a happy ending, and then all of a sudden there isn't, and it just kind of makes you feel unsettled. Yeah, I don't know. I did enjoy this one quite a bit. It's on Hulu, so if you have Hulu, I would recommend giving it a watch. It's definitely a movie about a crazy woman being crazy. But I don't think that we get many biopics about authors, especially, that kind of represent their lives in this kind of stylistic way that kind of puts you in the feet of the author. So I thought that was put you in the shoes of the author. It's my turn. Which I thought was pretty cool. Green. But yeah. Paul Hool, what were your thoughts on Shirley? Uno. Did you take notes? Oh my.
Let me check.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and the lottery part. Okay. Let's see. I know, but I like this movie a lot. I found this movie. I watch it in chunks because I watch movies in chunks. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I have a headache right now. It's coming back. Do I go right now?
Sure.
And okay, here's the thing. I liked
Uno. You liked what? What did you like?
I liked the acting from the lady, and I liked the act. Yeah, like you said, there was not a lot of character development from the dude at all, the husband at all. And that was kind of weird, but I didn't really see him as like a major figure anyway. He just seemed like a kind of lame
figure,
like a nerd.
Figure.
Like, you know, I really liked how. Okay,
I won.
Anyway, so the movie. I don't think this movie was like based on actual events. I think this movie took a lot of creative liberties.
Fact checker? Can you put down the yoga ball and look up at how historically accurate this movie was?
I know. I looked Shirley up, like the author, and she had some mental issues. Like, I don't know how to pronounce schizophrenia. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she had. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure she had it. Yeah, and she was diagnosed with it, but it kept kind of coming back and stuff. And later in her life, it got worse. So I guess you could see it. I liked how in the beginning I thought that her husband, kind of a sweet, nice guy. Turns out he's not a nice guy.
Not at all. Yeah.
That guy's a douchebag.
To use the word lightly.
Yeah, to use the word very lightly. What else?
I feel like this is such an easy movie to review because there's so much going on, but we just screwed it up with the Uno game.
Yeah.
It was a terrible idea. I don't know why you made us do it, Nick.
What else? There's
Nick, fact checker Nick. Did you look up if the movie is accurate or not?
It's actually incredibly inaccurate. Jesus. There was like a lot of this. I have an entire article pointing out like a bunch of like inaccuracies that happened, like the couple that visited, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Also, it seemed like, you know, at the end, Shirley was kind of painted as like this person who does this a lot. So it's kind of creepy that way.
Yeah.
Because she's like, this one hurts the most. You know how she says that? There's a line.
Yeah.
That was like, that's weird. That's like, it's like one of those couple things where they do that too. I don't know, that was just weird.
touched Bottle's knee and he didn't freak out.
Awesome, Nick. I thought early in the movie, the way that she kind of had like telepathic abilities almost, where she was able to tell things that she shouldn't have been able to tell, that I thought was super like weird. And at first it wasn't working for me, but as the movie went on, I thought it worked super well. And going back to your point about how it seems like this was ongoing for her. I think the ending illustrates that perfectly.
Yeah.
Because you realize that her life is kind of like in a vicious cycle, and
She writes something, then she gets like really
Right.
down, and she just like stays in her room. That's when another person comes in, I guess.
yeah, wow, yeah, it's a layered movie. It's really well directed. I felt the cinematography we didn't even mention is super cool. Like it makes you very much feel like you're actually there. And this director made a movie last year called Madeline's Madeline, and I didn't get to see it, but I heard a lot of really good things about it. And after this, I'm definitely going to check it out because I love the way that this person directs, and I can't wait to see what they do next.
I felt sad for the couple though, man. You know, they were like a newlywed couple, and then they leave like with the husband having.
Timestamp, Nick.
And they leave with certain marriage troubles that many couples will not be able to get through, understandably so. And you know,
Them leaving is
Just stop saying spoilers!
the movie's sad.
all right. Let's give our scores. Oh,
I want to give this a. Wait, what did I give the Vast of Night?
1400.
I'm gonna give this a 1399.
Wow, it's very, very close. They were
Yeah.
equal to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Nick, do you have any cool facts or goofs?
That's not very interesting that you would ask me that, but anyways, this movie actually has like a ton of fun facts apparently.
Oh, nice.
So Elizabeth Moss's that was sarcastic by the way. There's only one.
Great.
Elizabeth Moss's co-star in The Invisible Man, Oliver Jackson Cohen, and Victoria Pedretti and Shirley both starred in this TV series, The Haunting of Hill House, an adaptation of a Shirley Jackson novel.
Guess
Oh,
they're
I have
pretty used
something.
to Shirley stuff.
I have something. So in real life, Shirley's husband was also kind of a douchebag, or like a full-on douchebag, because like by the end when Shirley like took off and stuff, and she was like a famous author, he didn't give her the money she got.
What do you mean?
Like there was an arrangement between them or something, but he didn't give her the money from her works. He just gave her the money like monthly allowances.
That's so yeah.
Yeah, that was screwed up.
Not the best marriage for a person who's already not in the best state.
Yep. Anyway,
Anyway, Nick,
Transition sound effects.
game time.
Okay, and
Sup, bro?
that sound effect had 617 views, and it has 2 comments. That very good mate supported emoji got our like AU fully watched, and then another comment says super 3rd thumbs up from me.
how many thumbs up does the video have?
6.
Wow, you should give it a thumb up. I like that transition sound effect. All right, so now, this week, the mobile game that we are reviewing came not from Pahul, but from Nicholas Manha. So Nick, why don't you explain to us Link Doku?
All right, so Link Doku. So you got this guy, right? He's in his den, and he's really just like he's a scientist. He's trying to make it in the world. You know, he's just trying to have that one big break, and he's studying chemistry, just trying to discover something in chemistry, like I don't know, like a new element maybe, and he is doing Lewis dot structures, and then he realizes that he's struck gold, and he makes a game out of it. And that's Link Doku.
Wow, I don't think that has anything to do with the game.
No, you know what a Lewis dot structure is from chemistry? Do you remember those?
Lewis
Yeah, I
dot
do.
structure?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like the C with the little
Oh
dots.
right,
Yeah.
those were fun.
I'm a genius.
I finished the tutorial.
Congratulations. All right, who's gonna go first on this?
I can go first.
Okay, way to go, Nick.
Hard.
So, this game, it's very obviously made by the same people who made what's it called, Nonogram, and Nonogram has a lot of faults. Like it's very fun. I played it a lot, and you know it has a payoff. However,
Too hard.
it was simply just like too easy for me. Like honestly, like I'm not trying to like be a douchebag,
Yeah, you
but
are.
like
Yeah, you are.
but like it's so easy to figure out each and every level, like even if it's not on like super hard mode. It's just like disgustingly easy. But Link Doku is like exponentially harder. And I think it's really nice to like figure out some of the puzzles like when you do. But one thing I do dislike of the game is sometimes there could be a 50-50 chance of like how a puzzle could turn out, and there's literally no way to tell, kind of like Minesweeper. And
I like Minesweeper a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
so the
it's a
fault in
fun game.
Minesweeper is sometimes you
They have it
literally
in BitLife when you go to the military. I became a
Yeah,
general.
I really.
I became a general in BitLife once, and then I retired and I became president of the United States.
Is it possible for a general to become president?
Yeah, like Eisenhower,
Eisenhower, Backstreet,
Grant,
Ulysses S. Grant?
yes!
Oh, good to know. Nick, you can talk now.
Okay, so
Why are you
I'm
hesitating?
scared.
I think
scared.
Roosevelt was a colonel, so I don't think it's a
it's a very simple app. It's very simple looking, and I can't fault it for that. So I mean, it doesn't try to go out of its boundaries. It's just a simple puzzle game, and it doesn't really have that many ads. So I mean, it's pretty good for what it is.
All right, my turn. Link Doku. I played this game for a little bit, and I got so bored with it. This game is like LAME with a capital L, a capital A, a capital M. Like, this
Not the
game
E?
is just...
No, with an exclamation mark, too.
Yeah.
So a capital L-A-M and then the E is like not capital?
Thank you for explaining the joke, Nick.
No, I'm confused. Like, why is the E not capital?
It's
It's
like,
like-
wait!
Exactly, the E in lame is silent anyways.
No, it's not.
No, but
Well, yeah, it
no,
is, but
without the
lame.
E, it would be lam.
English is stupid is my solution to that.
let's all learn Hindi.
We should. Oh, if we learned Hindi, we could do a podcast.
But who'll
in
speak
Hindi.
Indian for the podcast?
So stupid.
Yeah, Link Doku, the thing is, like, I enjoy difficulties to a certain degree, and I actually do enjoy Nonogram, because I think you are unsure at certain points about things, and there are points where you have to take risks.
Not me.
But Link Doku is just so risk-based. And if you end up not making the right move, then you have to do the same puzzle again, and you have to try to remember the mistakes that you made last time. And if you can't remember the mistakes, then you have to do it again, and then you realize, oh, I made that mistake last time. Surely I'll remember it again. And then you don't, and then it takes you like 30 minutes to get through a hard level,
at her, he's getting
and it's
ready to
just
yell at
super
you.
aggravating and annoying. And this game,
Douchebag.
I'm never going to play it ever again. This is such like a cheap, stupid game.
It is not risk-based.
Yes, it's very risk-based.
Yeah, maybe because you don't understand, like, you don't see some of the clues
Are
it
you
gives
calling him stupid?
You
In this
just
case,
called me
yes,
stupid.
Because he's saying it's risk-based when it's
You call him
not. You actually have to
stupid
figure...
and
It's a
fat
puzzle that...
within 24 hours.
It's a puzzle. You have to figure it out.
douchebag.
Yeah, no, you called me fat last night.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
You said
If I were
Also, if-
Robert's
if I were
weight-
Robert's weight, I would work out and be buff.
No, that's okay. That's not what I meant by that.
I
though.
really want to get to Robert's size and then work it all off. Like, that's...
Yeah.
How is that calling him fat?
Come on!
Because you want to get to my size and then work out so that the fat goes away so that it can be replaced by muscle.
All of it. We all have fat.
Yeah, but...
You don't.
Okay. Anyways, and also you have 3 strikes, so it's not like you make one mistake and you're gone.
No, okay, but the thing is, the reason I think it's risk-based is because you have to look all around the map and tap on a bunch of different things to try to find the one that can, like, actually you know for sure what it is, and then you do that, and then
Well,
you
no,
have to
there's
go to the one
strategies so you
next
don't
to
have to
it.
do that.
Genuinely, I guess I'm stupid and I don't understand this game then, because it genuinely was infuriating. I got so mad at it.
Okay, no, I got my words. I got my words.
Okay,
I got my words. I downloaded this game, and I tried to play the tutorial, and I failed. So I got really mad, and I deleted the game. And then, like 16 hours later, I got it again, and I finished the tutorial, and it seems pretty fun. But
You guys are like the kids just like, oh, the square doesn't go in the circle, and you just like throw it off.
What
those
do you
kids
mean?
are creative.
Those kids are stupid.
Hey, Nick,
What's up?
You're a douchebag.
you're
right
forever
now.
banned from the podcast.
No, he's not. We need to edit.
Oh, yeah, no, Nick, you're just banned from saying another word during this podcast.
You know how to edit.
No, Nick, you can
Nick,
no longer
Nick,
say any words during
Nick,
this
we really
podcast.
need you now, bro. Don't
Anyways,
leave.
let's all give our ranking for this game. Nick, put up your ranking in fingers so that I can tell the audience what your ranking for Link Doku is. He's thinking about it. He's pondering.
This is the first. This is
Ugh.
the first number.
6.69 out of 10. Yeah! Someone thought that was the funniest thing ever. I'm gonna give this like a 3. I don't know. It was lame.
Yeah.
What about you, Paul?
I'm gonna give this a 900, 800, 800.
No one heard that. Speak up, bro.
800.
800's really, really low. Okay, now is my favorite part of the podcast.
Oh yeah, this is
Random question generator.
Yup.
All right, this first one is like hot. This is a good one.
Nice.
If you had to choose your spouse based on just one question, what question would you ask? This one's really good. Personally, my question would be, do you believe in capitalism? Because I genuinely don't think I could ever become married to a man or woman who believes that capitalism is a positive thing. Because I would just fight with them all the time.
See, the logical part of me says, how much debt do you have? That would be a logical question.
Are you broke as hell?
Yeah, I know, because you know, whatever. But if like the non-logical part of me, like, you know, have you ever cheated on someone or something, you know? Because I want to know that, you know?
I thought you were going to say, do you like Jumanji? I thought for sure it was going to be your question.
That would be a good
When
question.
I was driving Paul earlier, I looked over and he was looking at his phone and I said, what are you doing, Paul? And he said, watching Jumanji. I was just watching Jumanji. With no sound, just subtitles on.
Wait, so is this a yes or no question, or like what's up?
It can be any kind of question.
Okay, my question would be, do you like cats or dogs? Because you can tell a lot about a person.
What's a cat person?
Well, a cat person is like just very secluded and like shy, and they like to stick to one person, and like I don't know, they're very like.
What's a dog person? Opposite. Okay, whatever. I get it.
What if they say I'm a bird person?
I kick their ass. It's alright. Timestamps.
All right. Let's go on to the next question. What's the most ridiculous thing you've done because you were bored? This is a good question. Oh, I got a good one. When I was a little kid, okay, I have two. When I was a little kid, like in kindergarten, whenever I'd get bored, I'd take out a piece of paper and I'd write the numbers from 1 to 100, just to make sure that I could do it. But my nines were always backwards. The other thing was, one time I was super bored, so I wondered, how much can I eat before I physically can't anymore? So I just kept on eating a bunch of like turkey sandwiches until I just couldn't eat anymore.
Oh, you know what? Okay, so when I am bored, like one time when I was bored, I started multiplying numbers by 2, and I got to a really big number.
Oh yeah, in mock trial.
Okay, let me pull up the number. Well, someone go ahead. I have to count this up.
Okay, Nick, do you have a good one for this?
When I got bored, I tried counting to 1,000,000 on my calculator, and I still haven't got there.
Oh yeah, by doing 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1
Yeah.
plus 1. Where are you at right now?
I'm at like 430,000.
Why don't you use that machine you built anymore?
Well, because it requires batteries, and I don't know how to make it like I don't know how to like plug into the wall. I don't really know how to do that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. You don't want to waste a bunch of money on batteries.
No, yeah, it takes like 9-volt batteries in less like an hour.
Oh yeah, that's not very worth it. Pahul.
It's like 1.2 septillion.
Wow, you got up to there?
Yeah.
And that was multiplying with on hand, right? Not
Yeah.
using a calculator?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. If people receive a purple heart for bravery, what would other color hearts represent? That's lame.
Red heart for anger.
Red heart? Yeah, no, this is stupid.
Yellow heart.
Black heart for being sexy as hell.
What scientific discovery would change the course of humanity overnight if it was discovered? Nick, I really hope you answer this a certain way, because I would love to debate a certain something with you.
Oh god, that's putting a lot of pressure. I guess curing the coronavirus.
Okay, I thought you were going to say the equation thing, and I was...
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I thought for sure you
That
were
wouldn't
gonna
really
say-
change much.
It wouldn't change anything at all.
No, it wouldn't.
Scientific
Might cause a lot of
discovery-
suicides, but anyways, go on.
Okay, obviously the obvious answer here is the cure for cancer, but that's stupid. That's stupid. Let's
I was gonna say that.
let's try to think about another scientific discovery that would be totally awesome.
An equation that when you add all the numbers up, you equal a lot of food. Then you always have food.
What a dumb answer!
Oh, I got a good one. Laboratory grown meat. Because then you would end up
that
on
would
cruelty.
significantly. Like they're already
Yeah,
working
that's
on
true.
it pretty
Okay,
hard.
what would change it overnight? Discovering an alien species.
Oh, bam.
Discovering how to stop the sun, so like it's always overnight. Like it's literally always overnight.
Why did you have to say overnight?
Well, because
Discovering how to harness solar energy in a very good way.
In a very powerful way.
Yeah, and a really, like, 99% of the
ooh,
sun's
the
energy.
discovery of flubber.
Oh, yup.
All right, here's a good one. What's the best practical
scared.
joke you've pulled or seen pulled? I have such a good one for this.
I don't.
Okay, so
College scam you out of thousands of dollars.
sophomore year, Avengers Endgame is about to come out. I'm super hyped for it. The day before, I see somebody ask somebody out to prom with being super flashy with a bunch of signs and playing a bunch of music, and I think I'm going to parody this. Pahul, sit up. So, I told Pahul to come to the music building, and beforehand, I have prepared 16 people with signs that spell out Avenger : Endgame. And then I get Ian Blank on the drums, I get Haig Crawl on the trumpet, and I'm on the piano, and then Pahul walks through the door, and other than the 16 people holding the sides and the musical instruments, for some reason all of Jazz Band and Madrigal stayed in the room. So there's probably 50 people watching, including Mr. Spencer and Mr. P. Pahul walks in on the middle of that, and I say, Pahul, and then I start playing on the piano, and then everybody with the sign starts singing, and then I scream, want to see Avengers Endgame with me? And you said?
Yes.
He said yes. I don't know if that's really a practical joke,
I
but
don't think it's a practical joke.
I thought that was hilarious.
It's a good story, but I don't think it's a practical
Okay,
joke.
define practical joke.
Oh, I stole Nick's.
We apologize. We apologize for the sync sounds in the background.
Once I stole Nick's AP Calc book, and I wrote Jeff all over it. And that was really funny.
Nick, you got really upset about that, didn't
I
you?
got so upset about
Yo, why? That's an expensive book! That you just ruined! Imagine you have like a college textbook and then someone just steals it and writes Jeff on every single page.
I didn't write Jeff on every single page. I just made the Indian guide to Harry Potter.
Wow. Nick, do you have any good practical jokes you pulled?
Not that I can remember. I remember when I was younger, I put me and my brother put a bunch of vinegar next to my sister's nose while she was sleeping, so she'd smell vinegar when she was sleeping.
You got her, bro.
Dude, she's literally dead because of the vinegar.
Did she woke up and tell a dream where she was just like walking down the street and suddenly she was covered in vinegar?
That's what she said.
Wow. Okay, here's our next question. Does a person's name influence the person they become? I'm going to say yes, because of...
Depends on the name.
Well, I think, yeah, it depends on the name, but recently, with everything that's been going on, I've been researching systemic racism quite a bit. And one of the things with systemic racism is that employers are, I think it was either 50 or 75 times more likely to hire a candidate based on the fact that they have a white name over a black-sounding name, which I think is, super screwed up. So I think that a person's name, it can influence them getting into the workforce, so yes, I think it does influence the person they become.
I think if you're named, John, then you're gonna live a normal life. But if you're somehow just named douchebag, then you're gonna be either really confident or really not confident.
Yeah, what if your name's Sex,
What if your
Sex
name's
Chopper.
Archangel 87 or whatever?
Then they're doing roll call.
Yeah, it really
and
does
then-
depend on the name.
And it's going down and say, Robert, here, Ian, here, Sex, here.
And everyone starts laughing. What do you think it's going to be like for Elon Musk's kid?
Oh yeah, I heard it's pronounced Kyle, so...
In what universe is that pronounced Kyle? This one's stupid. What's the most embarrassing thing that has fallen out of your bag?
Oh, that's
I haven't had
the
a...
most embarrassing thing?
Yeah.
Ooh, nothing.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
standards,
Stupid question.
they fall at...
What do people think is weird about you? I think a lot of people who think I'm weird think that I talk really loud. I think that's the problem.
Oh yeah, today when we were sitting in the in front of the TV,
With Tim Manna.
yeah, and then you leave, and then Tim Manna's like, it suddenly got a lot quieter here. I wonder why.
Why does he always make that joke? He makes jokes about that, and then whenever I'm whenever I'm going to the kitchen to make food, he's like, what are you gonna make? Almonds and water? He starts laughing super hard. Nick,
Anyway.
what do people think is weird about you?
Well, see, usually I have hair over here.
On your knuckle?
Yeah, but I have 2 strands of hair on this part.
You have to explain it. This is a podcast.
Oh, like,
There's
call
no
me,
video.
by the way.
Screw you. Okay, so I want every single listener to hold their hands out on a table or a surface, so you can see your nails. Right? It's like your nail first or whatever. Your palm down on the table. You get it. And your fingers have 3. Your fingers have 3 segments. The ones that are closest to the knuckles have some people have hair on them, and I have hair on them. And in the second segment, you see, I have 2 strands of hair only on my ring finger. What?
Pahul.
If there's a god, what the hell's going on up there?
Pahul, who the hell has ever seen that and mentioned it to you?
No one.
Exactly. This is what do people think is weird about you, not what do you think is weird about you.
That's
okay,
weird.
But what do average people think is weird about you? Yeah, okay, Nick.
I burp a lot, and
Yep, I think that's good. Next question. Would you volunteer to go colonize another planet if it meant you would never return to Earth?
no.
No.
Yeah, no, that's an easy one. When was the last time you were snooping and found something you wished you... That's stupid.
I take a long time to poop.
No, snooping, not pooping.
No. That's something people find weird about me.
Oh, okay.
It takes a long time.
Let's do 2 more questions. When you were a kid, what silly thing were you deathly afraid of? This is a good one. I was about to say murderers, but I don't think that's something silly to be scared of.
I was scared of Ebola. Okay, and then like ISIS on like their Twitter or something, like one of their fake accounts. I mean, not fake accounts, but like their throwaway accounts. They were like something we're gonna attack India soon, and I got really freaked out. And then I went to school and I was like, guys, what are we gonna do about this? Like, what if ISIS comes here? We're all screwed. But then the next day, my dad, like, he's on his computer and he's looking up jobs in Redding, California. So I guess it worked out because I escaped.
Well, and also I don't think anything ever happened.
Yeah, but like
The day he moved there, like India was bombed. It's gone.
The entire
It's off
country.
the maps.
Yeah, it's just a sinkhole.
I was deathly afraid of being like locked in a room. Like whenever I got locked in the garage by accident, I like had a freaking panic attack and I started crying even though I was in my house. I remember I also got one time locked on accident in my mom's office, and I got really scared. Like office away from our house. And, anyways, I got really scared about that for some reason. It was when I was like 5.
I always got really scared. You know, like about calling my teacher mom or dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Whenever I did that, I would just like I'd start freaking out, and I'd be like, "Can I go to the bathroom?" And I just try to process it for 10 minutes in the bathroom because it just made me upset. I don't know why I did it. Anyways, I think this is a really good question to end on. What is the most addictive mobile game you have ever played? Adventure Communist. I love that. I check it every single day still, and I downloaded it. I checked the download date. I think it was in September of 2018. That's how long this game has been with me. It is so addictive. It is so fun. I never get bored of it. Nick? Pahul?
Well, I've clocked in about 48 hours in Kart Riders. I want to say Kart Rider.
I genuinely don't understand how. Nick?
Definitely.
Yeah, no, Nick, come on.
Definitely the I forget what it's called, but it's the shark game that we played.
Oh yeah, Shark Evo Devo or whatever.
Hungry Shark Evolution.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah,
That was a
close.
good game.
that was the only like mobile game I played like on my own time, just like not when I
Next
was
week,
bored.
bro.
Oh, Hungry
is that even
Shark for next
available?
week.
Yeah, no, it is available.
You cheated in that, by the way.
What do you mean?
You like hacked into it and got like
Yeah,
a bunch
I had
of
a
stuff.
jetpack and it flew around.
All right.
I got like really far legitimately.
Well,
All
screw
right.
you.
I'm pretty sure this podcast episode. How long have we been recording for?
About like
Just check, bro.
no, like we have separate recordings. So what's 48 plus 36?
Oh, that-
I thought the other
not
one.
that long.
Oh, no, that's not terrible. Still, I think I kind of want to cut
It's like
it
an
off
hour and
here.
20.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
our typical length. We typically reach like just the length. We typically reach Rochelle's house length. There we go. which
What's
is the
that?
length that you need to have.
Give me the total minutes.
80 minutes.
90, 80.
We're usually around the range to 80 to 90, which is
Mhm.
where you have to be to be
Yep.
a narrative feature film. Fun facts. That's not intentional at all, so don't act like it is.
This is a one-way mirror.
That's very cool, Nick.
It literally can't be.
Okay, so now we get to the awkward part where we have to find a way to finish out the podcast, and we never really know how. So let's just try to come up with something. Nick, you've never ended the podcast before. Do you have any ideas?